Eagles at the Ravens, guys. Yo, that game is going to be dope. I want to go over these Week 13 games with you guys, the games that are left. We went 4-0 in our games so far. I thought all the favorites were going to win those games, and that's exactly what happened, guys. Detroit won, the Chiefs won, the Packers won, and the Cowboys won. All of them are winners in our picks videos. So we are still crushing the game, guys. Crushing the games with the picks. God, I have such a little head. So I'm excited for this week, man. We got some really, really good games, guys. That Eagles-Ravens game is going to be super, super dope, right? I got to get this out. There we go. That's a little bit better, guys. All right. Let's talk some football. Some of my picks this week. Let's go over everything we need to know for Week 13 so we can continue to crush it, guys. We're going to get the best picks out to you guys. We are going to absolutely dominate. Oop, I think there's a little hair on the lens right there, guys. This is kind of flaring a little bit. Let's get that down, right? All right, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, guys. We're 4-0 so far in Week 13. The last 4 weeks were 47 wins to 13 losses. That's over 78%, guys. I'm the best in the business on YouTube, guys. If you want the best NFL picks each and every week, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Yo, we're closing in on 12,000 subscribers, guys. So if you haven't yet, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. So we're going to go with Houston over the Jacksonville Jaguars. But this game could potentially be a little bit closer than some people are thinking, right? They played earlier this season in Week 4. The Texans won 24-20. C.J. Stroud balled out, 345, 2 touchdowns. Who's the quarterback for the Jaguars going to be? Is it going to be Trevor Lawrence? Is he going to come back? I think he's dealing with a shoulder injury, right? So we'll have to see if he's coming back in this game because Mac Jones is terrible. If Mac Jones plays, Houston should win easily. But remember, Jacksonville is really thin at the wide receiver position, so we have to take that into consideration as well. So I'm going with the Houston Texans on the road to beat the Jaguars. It might be a little bit closer than people think, though, because that offensive line for Houston just hasn't been playing well at all, guys. Straight up, the Houston Texans offensive line has been terrible. Lots of penalties, missed assignments. Tunsil leads the NFL in penalties, so that is not very good. They got to clean it up on the offensive line, or this Texans team is going to be one and done in the playoffs. Then we got the Titans at Washington. That should be another really, really good game. Birds all day. Birds all day. Go Birds. We got Tennessee on the road taking on the Commanders, guys. This is my first upset of the week. I'm going Tennessee Titans to win over the Commanders. The Commanders are reeling. They've lost 3 games in a row, and they haven't looked good at all whatsoever. On the flip side, the Titans' defense has been playing pretty good all year. They got a very stout defensive line. They're very good on third down and even better in the red zone, right? So I think the Commanders are going to be forced to kick a lot of field goals, and that kicking game has been terrible for the Commanders, right? That's why I think the Titans steal this game on the road. Will Levis is completing 68% of his passes over the last 3 weeks. He's got around 750 yards in those 3 games, so he's playing a lot better as well. Yeah, Redneck Ghost, the Eagles are starting to look a lot better, man. The Chiefs, dude, have not been looking good. That's for sure, guys. Make sure you do me a solid. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. All right, let's move on to the Seattle Seahawks New York Jets game. A bit of a revenge game for Geno Smith, right? I kind of like Seattle on the road. All the optics make you want to pick the Jets, right? They're coming off a bye, but they're just so poorly coached. Aaron Rodgers is so limited in what he can do outside of the pocket. He's constantly checking down all the time, right? So I don't necessarily think that bodes well for the Jets in this spot. Seattle played a really tough game in crappy weather versus Arizona last week. They got to fly across the country to go play the Jets, right? But I do still think the Seahawks can win this game. Probably going to be a close game, like a 26-20, 26-23, 27-24 type of game. But I really, really like Seattle in this spot. I just don't believe in the Jets. I don't believe in that team camaraderie, right? So that there's a lot that goes on in between, snaps, right? NFL teams are built on trust. And I don't think there's a lot of trust right now for the Jets. I just don't see it. I think the Seahawks win a close, pretty sloppy game, in my opinion. What's up, David Cota? What's going on, brother? All right, just scrolling through some of these comments, guys. Yeah, so I'm going to go with Seattle to get the win over the New York Jets. Yeah, but then I'm looking over some of my notes. Seattle gave up 5 sacks again last week to a not very good D-line. The Jets have a very good defense on paper, but they haven't really been able to do it in games. So I don't know what's going on with the Jets defense. I think they're very poorly coached. And I think they're missing Robert Saleh on the defensive side of the ball, guys. I really, really do. I'm going to go with Seattle, but from a betting perspective, I would avoid this game all day long. Yeah, Jeffrey, you know it. Fly, Eagles, fly. All right, next up, one of my favorite games of the week. We're going to go Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cincinnati Bengals, guys. Big, tough AFC North game. The Bengals are playing better, and the Steelers are not playing better at all. The defense is definitely susceptible to the run. They do have a good pass rush. The offense is starting to regress a little bit, too. I think teams are starting to figure out what Russell Wilson is doing and preventing this offense from really getting their feet under them. They've been awful in the red zone. 44.7% of their red zone drives turn into points, which is the worst in the NFL. Not worst, 30th, so still pretty bad. But on the flip side, the Cincinnati Bengals red zone defense is the worst in the NFL. So something's got to give in this game. But on the flip side, Joe Burrow is so much better than Russell Wilson, right? Joe Burrow, if this defense was even mediocre, they'd be talking about Joe Burrow to potentially win an MVP, right? I like Joe Burrow in this spot. I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals at home. Their defense really sucks. And the offensive line is so-so. But, man, Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow are just so good. They deserve better than this crap organization. The Bengals ownership and general manager team, they are terrible at their job. Hire me, Cincinnati, and you will win a Super Bowl. I guarantee it. This team is a joke, man. The GM letting Joe Mixon walk was a huge mistake, in my opinion. So, but I'm still going to go with Cincinnati. Pittsburgh's kind of reeling right now, guys. Kind of reeling. All right, next up, I want to talk about this Arizona Cardinals Minnesota Vikings game. Minnesota, in my opinion, has a top 3 defense overall, right? And they have one of the best pass rushes in the NFL. They're also a very good rush defense team. I just think Minnesota is going to shut down Arizona's offense. If Arizona couldn't move the ball against Seattle at all last week, I don't know what they're going to do against Brian Flores and this very stout Minnesota Vikings defense, guys. So I like Minnesota in this spot. And Minnesota has not lost to Arizona at home since 1977. Crazy fact that I came across my desk today. But on the flip side, Sam Darnold does lead the NFL in turnovers from the quarterback position with 14, right? So he's got to protect the football a little better, stop throwing picks, stop fumbling the ball away. He's got to play a little bit better. But Arizona really disappointed me last week against Seattle. They're starting to come back down to earth a little bit. I'm going to go with Minnesota. All right, we got another tough game. Chargers on the road taking on Atlanta. Atlanta is coming off a bye. The Chargers have been horrible in the second half of games, only averaging 8.5 points, right? So that's really, really tough to deal with. You got to come out and get a big lead or you're going to lose it. And if you don't play better in the second half, Kirk Cousins is great at coming back in the second half. So this is a game, betting-wise, I'm trying to avoid this game at all costs. But I think the Chargers defense should be able to, excuse me, guys, slow down Atlanta's offense. Atlanta's defense is terrible. They only have 10 sacks on the year, the worst pass rush in the NFL. Yeah, Pace on IR is a big hit to the Vikings defense. I agree with you, dog speed. But Brian Flores is probably the best defensive coordinator in the NFL. I think they're going to be able to figure it out. Okay, so I'm going to go with the Chargers over Atlanta, but I'm not 100% comfortable about that pick. All right, guys, I got another upset coming for you guys right now. Indianapolis Colts at New England. I'm going with the Patriots and Drake May to get a W here. The starting center and starting right tackle are out of this game for the Indianapolis Colts, right? They've been, the last few weeks, Jonathan Taylor is averaging like 2.6 yards a carry. The offensive line has been terrible. So I think the Patriots are going to win like a 17-13, 16-10, 16-13 type of game. The Colts, Anthony Richardson in the cold weather up in New England. And I agree with you, Redneck Goes. Drake May is the real deal. Sunshine baby, what is going on? So, yeah, I mean, Hawks fan for life. The offensive line has been a problem in Seattle for years, and they still haven't been able to figure it out. 4 out of the 5 guys on that O-line aren't great. So I'm going to go with New England, man. I really, really think New England is going to win this game. The Colts are one of the most penalized teams in the Muffin Man? Yeah, I mean, I really think that New England's going to surprise some people and win this game. I like what Drake May's been doing. I think he gets a W here, guys. If you haven't yet, do me a huge favor. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, guys. I really appreciate you tuning in to this live stream for Week 13. Next up, Tampa Bay at Carolina. Carolina's given up over 30 points per game this year. Tough sledding, man. I just don't see them scoring over 25 points and beating Tampa Bay. Bryce Young has looked better the last few weeks. But Tampa Bay and that defense, they do give up some points. That's for sure, right, guys? They do give up some points. I just think the better team wins this game. That's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think they win a close-ish game. But I like Tampa Bay on the road here. One of my favorite parlays of the week is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Buffalo Bills. And this is a must-win game for Tampa Bay. If they lose this game to Carolina, their playoff hopes are pretty much gone completely, right? So they have to win this game. If Atlanta figures out a way to win and Tampa Bay loses, the season's over for the Buccaneers, guys. So they really got to play better. They got to come to play. They can't take this game for granted. They got to come out, win a dogfight, and win this game. Yeah, Mayfield's looked pretty good, Redneck Goes. I definitely agreed. You look grown. Why are you involved in sports? What does that even mean? What does that even mean? God, people on YouTube, I swear to God. All right, I guess I'm too old to talk about sports? What? What? Have you watched ESPN? Everyone that does anything on ESPN is older than I am. All right, next up, we got the Rams at the Saints. This is a very interesting game, guys. New Orleans is coming off a bye. The Rams' offensive line has been disappointing for me. Outside of Jared Verse, the defense is very beatable, in my opinion. New Orleans at home is really, really tough to beat, but their team's not very good. Lots of injuries, guys. What's up, Nico, the best 7? What's going on? All right. I've been going back and forth, and then I came across these stats. The Rams have been terrible against running backs. They rank 5th worst in yards given up on the ground and 11th worst in passing yards to running backs, right? So looks like Alvin Kamara is set for a very, very good day. It's going to be a close game. Maybe the over is the pick in that game. I'm going to go with the Saints, but I don't know. It's going to be a very close game. Very, very close game. A game that I'm not very interested in betting at all whatsoever. Yeah, JJ, I like the Eagles-Bills money line too. That's a very interesting bet, bro. I might have to put a $5 or $10 burger on that. Oh, thanks, Sam. I appreciate you, dude. I try my best to look at these games from an unbiased way, engage with you guys, talk it up. And I love when you guys have good, different opinions from me that kind of can help me too. Because when you're covering sports, it's a constant learning environment, right? So you got to be able to adapt to what you're seeing. If other people are seeing things a little differently, and kind of go over things and we're doing great. The first 4 picks of this week, we're 4-0 so far. 47-13 over the last 4 weeks. Guys, we're crushing it. That's why you got to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. All right, so I'm going to go with the Saints, but I'm not 100% confident in that pick. Looks like Cooper Kupp, is regressing a little bit in my opinion. I don't know, man. The Steelers have looked like crap the last few weeks, man. The offense is really, really stale. And you think they're going to, they got to keep Joe Burrow under 21 points, right? If they don't, they're going to lose. I don't see the Steelers scoring 24, 26, 28, 30 points to beat Joe Burrow in a shootout. I just don't see it happening, guys. All right. The next game we're going to talk about, Philadelphia Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. Against the Baltimore Ravens. The biggest game of the year for both these teams, in my opinion. The Baltimore Ravens have 2 terrible losses to the Browns and the Raiders. The Eagles have won 7 in a row. They have not lost since the bye. Who wins this game? 2 incredible running teams. Derrick Henry versus Saquon Barkley. But the Eagles' defense has been considerably better than the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are great against the run, but that's because they are one of the worst teams. I think they're the second worst team in giving up passing yards. So teams are choosing to pass the ball against the Ravens as opposed to run the ball. So that's why the running numbers look a little bit better, because teams are just straight up passing the ball on them because the linebackers, safeties, and corners have not been doing a great job covering people, man. They just haven't. They've been giving up a lot of points. The Philadelphia Eagles really need to keep Lamar Jackson in between the tackles and prevent him from having a big 85 to 100-yard game. If they can do that, I think the Eagles win. I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles to win this game. But Lamar Jackson, 23-1 in his career versus NFC teams. That's incredible, guys. That's absolutely incredible. We need Saquon Barkley to ball out. I like the offensive line for the Eagles versus the front 7 of the Ravens all day. That's why I am taking the Philadelphia Eagles to win this game. I like the Bird Gang. I think Devontae Smith is going to be back. The Eagles are looking pretty healthy, minus Darius Slay. But I think Isaiah Rodgers and Cooper DeJean could make up for it. Darius Slay's looked a little bit old too, guys. Looked a little bit old. Yeah, the Ravens look okay. They look okay. The Texans are without a doubt the worst playoff team in the AFC. It's not even close, guys. Next up, San Francisco at Baltimore. They're supposed to get 2 feet of snow in Buffalo before the game. San Francisco's had 18 penalties the last 2 weeks. They're playing sloppy football. Brock Purdy's coming off an injury. No Brandon Ayuk. Deebo Samuel's been MIA, really. They got to rely on Ricky Pearsall and Juwan Jennings. George Kittle. The defense. Fred Warner is playing hurt. I like Buffalo in this spot to dominate. I think they're going to run the ball down their throat with James Cook. It's going to be cold, windy, snowy, wet. It's going to be a very uncomfortable game. That's a Buffalo Bills game. I love that spot for the Bills. Yeah, Redneck Ghost, it's true. They looked awful. The offensive line looks very, very bad. So, I don't know what's going on. D'Amico Ryans has got to change something because the penalties are just horrible, man. They're awful. They're shooting themselves in the foot all the time. C.J. Stroud has not had time to throw the ball effectively this year. So it's been a very, very weird year for the Texans. Everyone's like, C.J. Stroud has regressed. But actually, it's been the offensive line that has regressed considerably. Considering all the top picks and traded people to get this offensive line and the money they spent, they should be a lot better, and they're not playing great at all whatsoever. Not very good. Cleveland Browns at the Denver Broncos, wrapping up Week 13. I'm going Denver Broncos, but I do think this game's going to be a lot closer than people think. Jameis Winston has kind of energized this team a little bit, right? So I think it's going to be a close game. The Broncos have a pretty good defense, but Jim Schwartz, the defensive coordinator for Cleveland, is pretty good against rookie quarterbacks. So we'll have to see how this game shakes out. But I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos. So we're going with Houston, Tennessee, Seattle, Minnesota, Cincinnati, Chargers, Patriots, Bucks, Saints, Eagles, Bills, Denver Broncos. Woo, baby. That's how we roll. Birds all day, Joe. Birds all day. Birds all day. Big game for the Bird Gang. I got my Bobby Boucher Waterboy jersey on just because I love myself some Adam Sandler. Yeah, Jamie, I'm ready for this Eagles game, man. It is going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun, guys. I'm very excited for this game. It's going to be a blast. Ravens at the Eagles. Definitely the game of the week for sure. I am excited. You think the Jaguars are going to win, or you think Houston is going to win this game on the road? The Eagles won 7 games in a row, bro. What are you talking about, Joe? Special Ops 523. I like the Patriots this week too, man. I think they could definitely get it done. What's up, Connor? Welcome to the live stream. Oof. I don't know, man. The Jaguars just don't have any offensive identity at all whatsoever, man. I don't know if Trevor Lawrence is going to play, and Mac Jones is terrible. Yeah, the Eagles have been pretty good against the run, and I think they could make them one-dimensional because the Eagles' cornerbacks are very, very talented. You know, girl, bruh. What does that mean? What does that mean? You don't make any sense. Daniel Berry Sports, welcome to the live stream. Yo, guys, I appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, Philly's the best, man. If you like to eat, there's no better city in the country to eat than Philadelphia, man. Reading Terminal Market, there's so many great pizza places, cheesesteaks, hoagies, great Italian food, great French food, great Greek food in the city as well. No, I haven't watched any college football at all. I've been shooting videos all day today, guys, so I haven't had a chance. Yeah, food in Philly is the best. I love me and the wife and my dad and my daughter were doing a road trip from LA to Philly starting the 13th, so I'm going to live stream the whole thing for you guys. Cross country road trip. LA, Philadelphia, 5 days. We're going to be talking football, having some fun on this road trip. We're going Utah to Denver to Kansas City to Indianapolis to Philly. Titans look good, man. Their defense is really good. I'm telling you, they're going to cause some problems for Jaden Daniels. Watch. I mean, the Jaguars are so bad, man. They're an awful football team, man. The Jaguars don't do anything well. Dang, really? The security had a pet. These dudes are out of control, man. Nah, we're going to leave. I think we're going to leave. Yeah, we're going to leave on a Saturday and get to Philly on a Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah, the Chiefs don't look good, man. They look very beatable. The Chiefs look extra beatable. Guys, we are only 62 subscribers away from 12,000 subs. So if you haven't yet, do me a huge favor. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. 62 more. 62 more subscribers, guys. And we're at 12,000. Woo! The Miami Dolphins got smoked by the Packers, man. Smoked! They don't play well in the cold weather, those Dolphins. Yeah, but everybody knows that he's going to Terry McLaurin, 10, 12, 13 targets a game, man. Teams are figuring that shit out. Nah, Dolphins are pretty mediocre. Yeah, I mean, the Vikings have a very solid team, man. Sam Darnold needs to, like, not turn the ball over as much. But if he could stop turning the damn ball over, the Vikings could be a contender for sure. Yeah, the Colts, a lot of injuries at the wide receiver position, a lot of injuries on the offensive line. And I'm not a big Anthony Richardson fan. I want him to do well, but the dude just he doesn't got a lot of experience, man, and it shows. Yeah, I mean that Lions Eagles game is going to be a dogfight, man. I want to see that. And the NFC Championship game, Lions Bird Gang. Woo, baby, sign me up for that. Sign me, guys. Sign me up for that. Ooh, sorry, I got some dog hair in my mouth. Yeah, JJ, I'm going to be like doing some shorts and some live streams the whole road trip, guys. It's going to be dope. We're going to show you America. This is my third cross-country road trip, guys. Number 3. So I'm really excited about that. What's up, Austin? Yeah, man, I love myself some Elvis, especially some Christmas Elvis tunes, man. I'll be rocking the Elvis Christmas all day long during the holiday season, man. I'm a big Christmas guy. I already started decorating for the holidays. We got my Grinch. We got everything going in the apartment. Yeah, Marshawn Lattimore would be huge for them, you know what I mean? So the Commanders just don't look good right now. The offense looks a little flat. The defense is not good at all. So unless the offense is putting up 30 a game, they're going to struggle to win games. Yeah, of course. Christmas vacation. You got to watch Christmas Vacation every year during the holidays, man. I mean, I hope the Eagles get the number 1 seed, but it looks like the Lions are going to lock up the number 1 seed for sure. Looks like they're going to lock it up, guys. But 1 or 2 works for me, man. Yeah, Christmas Vacation is hilarious, man. Yeah, I mean, the Eagles look really good. They're just better coached, Harrison. The Eagles, Vic Fangio has done what a difference a good defensive coordinator makes, man. Because they don't have a ton of talent. They got some talent. But he's got the linebackers playing great. Fangio's doing a tremendous job. Yeah, I think Jaden Daniels is playing a little hurt, too. Those ribs got jacked up in that game, remember? Yeah, Cliff Kingsbury's known for getting figured out for whatever reason, man. I don't know. It's weird. They won 7 games in a row, bro. 7 wins in a row. They haven't lost since the bye. So they're playing good ball right now. In my opinion, I think Saquon Barkley is the NFL MVP. I don't think it's really even close. What player has been more instrumental to their team's success than Saquon Barkley? Saquon Barkley is on pace to break the single-season rushing record and yards from scrimmage record. He's on pace to break both of them this year, right? So Saquon Barkley, what he's doing is just taking over football games. Single-handedly taking over football games. Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen have been very good, but they're not single-handedly winning football games for their team, in my opinion. Saquon Barkley is. I love myself some Joe Mixon. He's great. He can block, too. He looks really good. Guys, do me a huge favor. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button and subscribe. We're 59 subscribers away from 12,000. Knocking on 12,000's door, boys. Rocking on 12K's door. Yeah, I like Brian Robinson Jr. out of the backfield, too. He's got pretty good hands. But they did just put Austin Eckler on IR, so that's a big loss. Rashad White, to me, he's going to split time with Bucky Irving, and I think Rashad White sucks. Kenneth Walker played really good last week, but in that snowy game, I look for James Cook to get a lot of carries. Yeah, the Giants are a disaster, man. Yeah, the Packers look great. Jordan Love probably had his best game of the year last past week. He looked really good. I mean, I think the NFC West is a crapshoot. I think all those teams are not very good. That's what I really think. I think it's a pretty mediocre, piss-poor division. And whoever wins is probably going to get slaughtered in the playoffs. Nah, this is a water boy. Water boy! Not the Broncos. I'm a Birds fan all day. All day. Yo, John Jeffrey, you are out of your mind, bro. Or blind. One or the other. Or you're just hating. Because if you watched any Philadelphia Eagles game this year and you don't think Saquon Barkley is good at football, you're lying to yourself, bro. You are lying to yourself. Nice, dude. College football is hard, man. College football is hard, dude. Not for me. Too many teams, too many variables. I don't bet on. I don't mess around with the bets for college football, bros. Yeah, Saquon Barkley has been out of his mind good this year. Like, it doesn't even make sense how good he's been. It's been unbelievable, actually. But I put out a long-form video, guys, my final picks for Week 13, so make sure you check that video out. Yeah, you're 100% redneck, Ghost. Those divisions are terrible. I don't know, man. The Chiefs, they don't look good. I mean, Saquon Barkley has been 10 times better than Derrick Henry this year. It's not even close. Yeah, Barkley's the best running back in the NFL right now. I don't even really think it's close. Yeah, the AFC looks pretty mediocre this year, man. AFC looks pretty mediocre, minus the Bills. I don't know who else looks good. You go through the teams, and every team is super flawed. There's not like a dominant force anywhere right now. So the AFC is wide open. Wide open, in my opinion, guys. Yeah, man, that's tough. Burrow and Chase, they play in a crap organization that doesn't care about their players. The offensive line always sucks for Joe Burrow. If I'm Joe Burrow, I'm trying to get out of there. Yeah, the secondary's been pretty cheeks for the Ravens. And now they got to cover Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert, and Saquon Barkley. Good luck! Good luck. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out, Redneck Ghost, between the Birds and the Ravens. All right, guys. I got to peace out. I got to go feed the dog. It's her dinner time for the little poochie. So I'm heading out, guys. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're 59 away. 59 subscribers away from 12,000. I appreciate you guys so much. Have a great night, and hopefully you guys win some money. Peace. Yeah, I'm going to go live tomorrow after the games, Redneck goes. Faux show. Peace.